Welcome to the morning routine. Welcome to the outdoor morning routine. Kinda. So, no real headlines today because we're on a mission. Here's the deal. So, you've seen Rocker Bob. He's been in this other place. He says he's out, traveling on the road for some gigs, doing some shows on the road. Well, not entirely accurate. So, come to find out, Rocker Bob was inspired by NOTP4U, the stormtrooper. He was inspired by him to go out and find a job, which is great. We love that about Rocker Bob, taking the initiative, going and finding a job and trying to get that independent employment on his own. But he did make a mistake. And it's not a huge mistake, but for him, it's a little bit more challenging. So his mistake was he didn't reach out to Zach. Yeah, he should have reached out to Zach because Zach would have helped guide him through the interview process and submitting his resume and kind of researching the job. So apparently the job is in another state and it's not really for a musician like Rocker Bob. So we teamed up and said, someone's got to go get Rocker Bob and bring him back. Well, I pulled the shortest straw. So here I am out here in the middle of somewhere looking for Rocker Bob out here in the middle of somewhere. Not entirely sure where. Well, I am. I'm in Washington State. It's very cold. It's actually supposed to snow tomorrow, which is, no. Yeah, it's supposed to snow tomorrow. It's supposed to snow today. It's supposed to snow on Saturday. So hopefully I can find Rocker Bob where he's at, which is supposed to be somewhere in the town I'm at in Westport, Washington. So you can look up Westport. It's a small fishing village where the gig was he was going to work at. So he's in one of these places around here, and I gotta listen for the sounds of Rocker Bob, right? So we need to take this opportunity to, one, when we're interested in finding a job, we can go out and do those searches on our own. That's great. But Rocker Bob's intentions was that he was just going to show up at this place of employment and say, hey, I saw you were hiring. I'm here. You want to hire me? That's really not how the process goes. What he should have done is said, hey, I'd like this job. I found it on Indeed or whatever. I'm going to email Zach. And Zach's going to help me work through this and figure out just what I need to do and whether or not this job works for me. So I'm on the mission to find Rocker Bob. So that's what I'm going to do up here in Washington. I'll find him. I'm sure I will. He sticks out like a sore thumb, really. But in the meantime, we're going to do our usual thing here on the morning routine as I freeze outside. It's very cold up here, especially when it's going to start to snow. It's very cold, and I don't like the cold. So, what do we got? We got all kinds of stuff going on today, just like normal, because we got a great group of people that just keep producing awesome stuff. We'll start today. It's Thursday. You know what? Let's start with a news story from Ray regarding disabilities. He's been doing great research and that kind of stuff. So let's see what Ray's got regarding disabilities these days.
Several families here in central Indiana are on a mission tonight to make life better for their loved ones and thousands of others living with a disability. Our Dustin Grove takes us along the path to a new kind of neighborhood.
To say Rob Iman loves and adores his son Michael,
he's just got a great sense of humor,
would be an understatement.
He loves animals like you wouldn't believe, and he loves all people.
So it's important that he and his wife, Michael's mom, planned for his future. Michael was born with a rare genetic condition called Cre-du-Chat syndrome.
For a while, we thought we were just going to have him stay with us until we could no longer care for him properly. Some friends challenged us on that plan and said that's really not a plan at all.
They soon met some other families from Tippecanoe County in a similar situation. And they came up with an idea. What if they could create not just a group home for their kids, but a neighborhood where they could live with other people with developmental and intellectual disabilities, supported by neighbors who help care for them. It's called a neurodiverse neighborhood. If you've never heard of that, it's probably because while these communities within communities exist in some parts of the country, they don't yet here. But the Imans and their friends aren't the only ones trying to change that.
It's very personal for me.
Tom Easterday has a son with a genetic disorder called Fragile X syndrome. He's part of a nonprofit group working to create a neurodiverse community in Whitestown called Crossbridge Point. The 15-acre development would include a community building, walking paths, and housing for as many as 60 adults. 2/3 would have some sort of disability. The rest would provide support.
And those could be individuals that are, they could be retired. They could be former nurses, doctors, whatever the case might be. They may be graduate students specializing in special needs areas.
It seems impossible sometimes, but it's so needed. And why not shoot for the moon?
Both of those groups are still working on funding for their communities, and if you'd like to learn more about them and how these neighborhoods work, just click on Dustin's story tonight on WTHR.com.
That's good stuff, man. That is really good stuff. So I really like the idea of, developing communities for people with disabilities. They do it for elderly folks. We got retirement communities, we got nursing homes where you go and you live, and the resources that you need for your current stage of life or how you live, those resources are right around you. That's a really cool thing. So I'm really down with this opportunity for people. That's really cool. Thanks, Ray, for that. Now let's check in on Gabrielle and the video that Rocker Bob. Ooh, maybe there's some clues. Maybe there's some clues in the video. Let's check out the video. Gabrielle at the National Day and Rocker Bob. See if there's some clues in his video as to where he might be.
Good morning, everybody. It's Thursday, February the 11th. And today's National Day is National Peppermint Patty Day. That chocolate on the outside and that minty, gooey sometimes, or the snap. Ooh, they're so good. They're one of the most popular candies made. I didn't realize that. They've been around since about the 1830s, and they say the first place that started making them was on the Isle of Man. It's a little island off of Ireland, the Isle of Man. 4 brothers. They started, and they used to call them peppermint cakes. And then one brother went away, and he started his own company. And then people all over the world, over the years, different companies started making peppermint patties. But the biggest and the most peppermint patties are now made from a company that we all know very well, because they now dominate the candy industry for the peppermint patty. The York peppermint patty. Oh yeah. When the kids were little, loved that they shared one, the little one out of the trick or treat. There's nothing. Oh, they say, oh, the smell. Oh, and the. Oh yeah. There's nothing like it. Nothing like a peppermint patty. Peanuts, they have a peppermint patty too. In Linus, Charlie Brown, peppermint patty. Yeah. Alopecia. So, everybody go out and get yourself a peppermint patty on National Peppermint Patty Day.
Ooh, Peppermint Patty Day. Oh, the peppermint patty, the Girl Scout cookies, and the cookies, the peppermint patties. Oh, one of Bob's big weaknesses. Lots of weaknesses Bob has, but the peppermint patty, definitely one of the big ones. Ooh. Peppermint Patty Day, peppermint patty. Wait a minute. There is the peanuts, the peppermint patty and the peanuts. Oh, Charlie Brown, good friend, peppermint patty. Yeah, Not like girlfriend, just like a friend. And she always called him, what did she always call him? Peppermint Patty called him Chuck. Great name, Chuck. I knew a man named Chuck. Or I know a man named Chuck. Hooey Chuck. Charlie Brown, friends with Peppermint Patty. Charlie. Oh, Charlie. Chuck, short for Charlie. Or Charlie, long for Chuck. One of the two. Don't know. Peppermint Patty Day. Peppermint Patty Day. Peppermint Patty Day. Patty Day. Peppermint Day. Peppermint Patty Day. Peppermint Patty Day. Peppermint Patty Day. Patty Day. Peppermint Day. Patty. Peppermint Patty. Peppermint Day. Yeah, I'm gonna go find me them Girl Scout cookies. Cause Girl Scout cookies, they're super tasty.
Oh, ho, ho. There might be some clues. It looks like a messy shop. Lots of tools. Metal building. Metal building. That's a metal building. I know those. So he's rehearsing in a metal building somewhere. Sadly, this is a fishing town, and every other building is a metal building. So it's gonna not tall walls, really high ceiling seems like. So a bigger metal building. So we'll just keep, I'm gonna have to look around for those, scour around for those. Lots of tools, maybe someone that works on stuff. Any more clues in there? Hey, put them down in the comments. You think you know where Rocker Bob's at, you help me out and put them down in the comments. But for now, let's go back in the past. The bearded past. What's that?
Hey, everybody. Who said the holiday season's over, huh? You got a shirt like this, you gotta sport it year round. Doo-doo-doo. I feel jingly. Jingly. Today is February 11th. It's Thursday. You know, all know this is like my second favorite day of the week. Because it's the day right before Friday, my favorite day of the week. So, a little shout out to Thursday. So today's Thursday the 11th, 2021, and let's go back in the bearded past with Zach. So, there's a lot to going on in these beards, right? I mean, you've got hair coming down here, down to the chin, you got mustaches, you've got this little thing. There's a name for just about everything, right? You just grow the chin hair, it's a goatee, right? You just grow the upper lip, it's called a mustache, right? You grow the whole thing out, it's a beard. There's all kinds of things. You can make your beard go up and it's handlebars. There's so much to do. But there's one thing that history, I went back in the past to find out this piece of information. I actually knew this from a while back. This part right here, and they usually come down to right about yay, and some people will actually connect them into the mustache. And the particular gentleman I'm going to talk about, Ambrose Burnside, he did that. He would keep it growing into the mustache, and then he would shave his beard. So he would have hair all up here and here, but nothing down here in the beard action. Those things are called sideburns, and they got their name from Ambrose Burnside, Civil War general. He was a general who fought. He led the Army of the Potomac at Fredericksburg. He led them to a complete massacre. He was a scapegoat for General McClellan at Antietam, even though he did his job in Antietam. He was quite the. He was in a lot of major battles during the Civil War. But yes, so first they were called Burnsides, and then eventually they took on the name Sideburns. But they started with Ambrose Burnside. A little history there for you. And also, just so you know, he was also the first president of the NRA as well as a senator prior to the Civil War. So with that, you guys, a little bit more beard history. All right, you guys, please. Yes. See you later.
All right, guys, and that is it. That is it for Thursday. For the morning routine, a lot of good stuff. Remember what we're working on this week? And all week we've been working on this. That is, we've been working on the interview? What questions are going to be asked of us? What questions should we ask? So hopefully getting pumped up and energized for all that. Now tomorrow is Friday and I'm on the road. Does that mean we're going to have an Insta Live Insta Trivia? Of course it does. Sillies. Definitely Insta Live Insta Trivia tomorrow, 1 o'clock. Let's see, today we still got exercise with Clayton and Joe. I could really use that. As you can see, I'm having to do a lot of walking. Although Westport's a small place, I drove here. But it's still got to walk around, check out those metal buildings. Then 1 o'clock, we got nutrition. Gabrielle's probably going to be cooking us something amazing again. And, gosh, I got to make sure I eat before that. If I don't eat before that, I am starving when I'm watching her cook and you're hearing stuff sizzle and pop, and then she takes a bite at the end. Oh my gosh. All right, enough of all that. So have a great rest of your day. Hope your Zooms are going well. And I am on the lookout for Rocker Bob. I will find him. I will bring him back, and we will get him hooked up with Zach so that we know that when he finds a job that he's interested in, he makes the right choice, not to just show up at the place of business, but to work on his resume and to research the job and the company and make sure it's really going to work out for what he needs and what he wants to do. You guys should be doing the same, okay? If you got something you're interested in, hit up Zach, zweiss at vcdi.org. Let him know, hey, I need some help. That's what he's here for. That's what we pay him for. That's what we pay all of us to do, is to help you guys do those things, get that independent employment, all right? So, I'm going to find Rocker Bob. I think I just heard some crappy guitar playing. I'm going to have to go check it out. I'll let you guys know what I find out. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.